We're in between Purim and Pesach, Parsha Kitisa. I have the zchut of two Talmidim this coming week, Baruch Hashem, getting married. Jay Corman is coming Tuesday night, Eretz Hashem, and Jeremy Sykes, who has his offer of the Shabbos, and next week, Eretz Hashem on Sundays. I wanted to really bring together the message, as Rashi points out, Keshem shenichnas Av mima'atim b'simcha, kach nichnas Adar marbim b'simcha. Rashi says the days of miracles, this Purim and Pesach, this combination. I would like to share an idea of Kabbalas HaTorah from the Gemara in Shabbat Daf Peichet, and connect it to both Parsha Kitisa and one of the minhagim at the weddings. The Gemara talks about how we had a Kabbalas HaTorah, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu in Parshas Yisro says, Vayityatzvu b'tachtit ahar. The Gemara says that Hashem took the mountain and forced it up over us. Kaf aleim har kigigit. And then the Gemara says right after that, the next statement, Mikan moda rabba loraita. And the last part, Ba'af al pikein hoder v'kiblua b'mei Achashverosh shenemar kimu v'kidlu kimu ma shekiblu kfar. The point that I want to focus on is the last part, which is, what is this moda rabba loraita? Rashi explains, many of us have played Monopoly before, that you get out of jail free card. And if Hashem says that in 120, as the Gemara in Shabbat says, that you're going to be called to Beis Din and asking, were you koveitim la Torah, nasatim emunah? Now we have this card that we can use, moda rabba, the excuse. God, you forced us. And therefore, there's no problem. And therefore, the Gemara ends, Afal Pikein, we accepted the Torah at the time of Achashverosh. The question that the Ramban and the Rashba and Tosfos addresses also, if that's true, then there shouldn't have been a Churban Abayis. Because we had this Moda Rabbah, we were forced. So at the time of Bayit Rishon, we should not have been exiled at all. The whole acceptance is faulty. So Tosfos says maybe there was an acceptance of Avodah Zarah, for sure Avodah Zarah. But the Ramban and the Rashba, the Ramban says that he understands it differently than Rashi. He says that the whole idea is that there was a Moda Rabbah, but we didn't use it. Meaning we accepted the Torah and we understood that it was al pi, that we're going to have Eretz Yisrael al pi Torat Yisrael. He quotes a pasuk in Tehillim that we only have Eretz Yisrael if we fulfill the Torah, as it says in Parshat Achrei Mot. If we don't, God is going to regurgitate us out of Eretz Yisrael. But then what happened? We didn't follow the Torah, and as a result, the natural consequence is that there's galut. At that point of the galut by Babylonia, so we said, this is the Moda Rabbah. What's the Moda Rabbah? That's it. We have no more relationship. As the Gemara in Sanhedrin quotes from Yechezkel, that's it. We think as a result of messing up, there's no more relationship. And therefore, we should be servicing maybe even Eitzva Evan. We're like Nihiyek Goyim, because there's no more relationship anymore. Eved Shemachu Rabo, the Rav sold the slave. Is there any more relationship? We thought that God, there is get kritu, there's no more relationship. And especially this is where the Haman came, the suffix of Amalek. This was the suffix. Do we have a relationship at all? And that's the Afal Pikein. Hadar v'kiblua b'mei Achashverosh. Even with the Sfekos, do we have a relationship? There came the Kabbalah Meratzon of understanding. The Kfiyah was, is there any more relationship? Do we have the Mikan Moda Rabbah? There's no more relationship? No. Hadar v'kiblua. We accepted at the time of Achashverosh that even with Sfekos that we have a relationship with Hashem, even if we mess up. And Davka through the Nisim Nistarim, because the Ramban concludes that the Nes of Purim was even greater and more beloved than the Nes of Mitzrayim, of Yetziat Mitzrayim. The question is, how is that true? Yetziat Mitzrayim were Avdei Hashem, not Avdei Achashverosh. That's why we didn't say, according to one reason, Halal on Purim. How could it be? It's possible that the Ramban is the Shitato in the end of Sefer Shmot, where the point of creation is not the Nisim Gluyim of Yetziat Mitzrayim, but it's from the Nisim Nistarim, like of Mitzrayim, of Purim, we get to, from the Nisim Gluyim, we're able to see God in Nisim Nistarim in every step of the way. That is the point of Purim, leading us to Kabbalat HaTorah, the Ahava, when we have Sveikot, to make sure Afal Pikein we're Mekabel, with the ultimate goal, not the Nisim Gluyim, but to be able to see God and have the Chelik B'Torat Moshe when we see God in Nisim Nistarim. Now what happens in Parsha Ki Tisa is after the great Kabbalah HaTorah, 40 days later, we mess up. There's a Shvirat HaLuchot. And at weddings, we break a glass underneath, different times. The question is, why do we break a glass? It's a machloket. Many of us know the kolbo, to remember that it's not a complete simcha, chorban. We think about the Beit HaMikdash. A second reason is to make sure that we don't go mishtolel and go crazy, gilu birada. But Rav Shechter quotes the third reason. The reason of the Yam Shel Shlomo in the Maharshal, in Ketubot, that explains that we break the glass for the reason of remembering what happened, a remez for the first kiddushin that we had of Kabbalah HaTorah, when Moshe was mishaber the luchot. The question is, what does that have to do with shvirat haluchot? Some even say the minhag of the drasha, the chatan, and people break in to remember the shvirat haluchot. We have a lot of, at weddings, Kabbalah HaTorah to remember. Rav Shechter explained the concept of tzniut.
We're all waiting up to 15 people.
The concept of tzniut. The concept of being able to know that at the apex, the idea comes that when we had the Kabbalah HaTorah, Rav Meir Shapir Melublin asked, how could it be that we broke the luchot? The Midrash says it was given in such a great way. And it said that it broke because we didn't have what? We didn't have the tzniut. It was given in such a great way. But we know, Vayomer Hashem Moshe Psal Lecha, that it's got to be for you for tzniut. We break the glass at the wedding to remember that our marriage has to be built on tzniut. So to be able to have the Nisim Nistarim, the Kabbalah HaTorah, when you start a marriage together, to live a life of tzniut, that is the zchut, the ability to have Kabbalah HaTorah, to be able to build an Avdei Hashem and a Mishpacha. Shabbat Shalom.